And if it's been wonderful so far, it could just ramp up a gear in this afternoon session because it is back to back A groups in the 74s and 83s. Now, they did this at the World Championships in Stavanger last month for the Eurosport coverage, and it just provided a fantastic perspective of the sport. Every lift counted, top level lifting all the way through, and it just showed the sport in such a great light. And we're hoping to have something similar here with bang, 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 one great lift after another. And if you look at the running order for the 74s that's on the screen now, you'll see some very familiar names. We've got Goriachuk, we've got Alexander Erickson from Sweden. We've got Matty Christensen from Denmark. We've got Rumbleville from France. And we've got Fastelli from Italy, to name but a few of them. And then, as soon as they've finished their three squats, we will go straight onto the 83s with no break, and the action will just continue unabated. It's going to be fascinating to see how this session works out. I'm really, really excited to be commentating on it. And as the clock ticks down to zero, we see that the first lifter out will be Alexander Espin from Great Britain, and there is 205 kilos on the bar for the British lifter. He's opening safely, 20 kilos below his personal best. And remember the lifts of the B group in the 74s that you would have seen if you were with us this morning. They will count towards deciding the medals in this competition. Oh, and Espin goes nice and deep. And that should be three white lights to get the competition underway. And yes, it is. Now, Jakimiuk from Poland is up next. One of two lifters taking 227.5 kilos. And I can tell you the European Open record is 260 kilos. Pasteli from Italy is opening on that number. So just sit back and relax and enjoy a fantastic session of powerlifting here in Vasteras this afternoon. That looks good. Three white lights. Remember, the A group is determined by picking the top lifters by nominations. When lifters are nominated by their nations to take part in these championships, there is also a number submitted of their best total in the last 12 months, and that is used to break up groups if there are more than 14 entrants. And this is Goryachuk from Russia, and he is opening on 227.5 kilos. That looks good. And Goryachuk is a Masters 1 lifter now. So we'll keep an eye on Masters 1 records just for your information. The European and World Masters 1 record in squat in 74 is 257.5 kilos. Now next up we've got Joshua Wright from Germany. There is 232.5 kilos on the bar. nice and deep. He had to fight to bring it back up, but bring it back up he did, and it is 3 white lights. And Alexander Erickson from Sweden out next. 240 kilos. He's now aged 27. You remember him as a fantastic junior lifter back in Hungary in April 2015, all these years ago, when we did our very first European live stream. Erickson with a PB of 250 kilos. He's coming out 10 kilos below that, 240. And that looked good, and yes, 3 white lines. And next up we have Paul Rumbleville from France. Sorry, no, it's Matty Christensen, my apologies. From Denmark, 242.5 kilos on the bar for Christensen. His PB is 257.5, just short of the European record. That's a great lift from Christensen. And 3 white lights. And now, with apologies to Christensen for almost missing him, it's Renvolve from France, 250 kilos on the bar. Oh, that's a great squat. 3 white lights. And finally, in the first round, Dennis Pasteli from Italy will be opening on 260 kilos, which will equal but not exceed the European opening record. And the clock is ticking down, and he comes onto the platform. Looking very calm, very composed. This to take a 10 kilo lead in the A group. The end of the first round. The best lift in the B group, remember, 255 for Robin Pettersson from Sweden. Oh, that was convincing. 3 white lights, and what a competition we have on our hands. As we move into the second round, Alexander Espin, Great Britain, 217.5 kilos. Taken within 7.5 kilos of his personal best. And he's lying behind the others in squat at the moment, but don't be surprised if his deadlift takes him past a lot of the ones that are currently ahead of him. That looks good. And 3 white lights. Next up we have Joshua Wright from Germany. 235 kilos on the bar. 35 years old, he's only been competing for 3 years. Still a lot of improvement to come. His PB is 237.5. This will take him within 2.5 kilos of that figure.
Chest up, march roll.
And lovely and deep, and I think that came up better than the first one actually. 3 white lights, he breathed a sigh of relief. I think the first one was almost too deep, deeper than it had to be, which made him struggle a little bit coming up, but that was right on the spot. And he brought it up better, and I'm guessing he'd go up another 5, looking for a PB in the third round. Now, Piotr Jakimuk from Poland. Jakimuk is taking 237.5 kilos, the same as Goriachok, who will follow him. Piotr's been competing for 11 years, a seasoned international lifter. And he's battling, and I think that's good. No. 2 reds, 1 white. Oh, it was very, very close, wasn't it? And just to confirm, the red lights were for depth and for nothing else. Now, Anatoly Goryachuk, and he's taking 237.5 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his opener. Oh, it was a battle as well. But he is a man who has battled the bar many times. And that is 3 quite light. The bar goes up to 250 kilos for Alexander Erickson. This will equal his personal best. And still only put him into 4th position. It really is a high quality field. Just gets himself settled into the bar, takes it up. This to equal the best lift of his life. What a battle. And he almost imperceptibly nodded his head halfway up. He knew he'd made it through the sticking point, and that is 3 white lights for Erickson. And I just wonder, will he risk a personal best in the third round, or will he just want to add 2.5 kilos and build the total? That's what they've got to decide. Now, this is Matty Christensen, Denmark, 252.5 kilos, still 5 kilos below his PB, and this will take him from 5th to 3rd place. that's a great lift from Christensen. Well, he got a red from the far side referee, and this is the angle that referee saw it from. And sometimes it can be better from one angle than another, but it's a good lift. And Christensen moves on, and now Paul Renvolve from France, 262.5 kilos. This is an attempt on the European Open record, which stands, if you remember, at 260 kilos. He's done this before, but not at an international event where international records can be set. So it's not something he's never done before. Oh, what a battle! What a fantastic battle! But no, he got two yellows and a blue. The blue probably for downward movement, the yellows, let's have a look. Well, he touched the rack. Maybe that's what the yellow was for, but it didn't help him. And now Dennis Fastelli, and this is also an attempt on the European record, but he is going 267.5. He equaled it with his opener. He could have gone 60.5 and just done it first time, but no. Let's just take 260 and then put a proper number on the bar. And I still think, he should have been going 268, 260. Yeah, he has gone an odd number, my apologies. It's 267, not 267.5. And he's fighting, and no, he can't bring it up. Oh, two attempts at the European Open record. Two unsuccessful attempts. And well caught by the platform crew. And now we have Alexander Espin coming out for the third round. And just to summarize, Fastelli leads from Peterson with Christensen in third. But Wright, so close, and may well emerge as the European record holder when this is over, because I was much more convinced by his second attempt than by that of Pasteli. So this is Espin's third round attempt, 227.5. This will be a new personal best. He smiles, he nods, he brings it back up, and he gets 3 white lights. And Coach Lawrence is as delighted as the lifter. Great lift from Espin. Now Jakimiuk from Poland, 237.5 kilos. Missed it last time. What can he do in the third and final round? Coach Ujola watches on, having competed in the previous session. And he's working and he's working and he's working. And what a battle that was. And all for nothing. What a shame, because both side referees called him on depth. And Joshua Wright of Germany is next, 240 kilos. And this will be a personal best. He was just 2.5 kilos short of his personal best in the second round. This to be 2.5 kilos beyond it. And he brings that back up well. And is that a new personal best? Yes, it is. 3 white lights. Brought it down to depth and brought it all the way back up again. Great lifting from Wright. Now Goriachuk is next, 242.5 kilos. He had a real battle with 237.5. He's put another 5 kilos on the bar to battle the squat one last time. Oh, I think that was better than the second one. Great lift, 3 white lights, and he is delighted with that. Now, Alexander Erickson, 255 kilos. And this will put him into third position. It's 5 kilos more than he's ever lifted in competition before. The Swedish crowd shouting him on. So here he goes. Move into bronze medal position to get a PB. Mid-depth, he nods his head when he's halfway up. He celebrates before the bar comes off his shoulders, but it is premature. And he is called 2-1 on depth, and he cannot believe it. Well, he thought he had it, and he's such an experienced lifter. But no, 2-1. It is a no lift for Erickson. And now Matty Christensen, 257.5. And this would put him into second place. But Renvolve can push him back to third, remember? Oh, it's a great lift by Christensen. And 3 white lights, and he is delighted. He equals his personal best. He is guaranteed a medal, and the colour of the medal will depend not on Dennis Fastelli, who lifts next. He is already ahead of Christensen. It will be the lift that follows, and he is once again taking 267 no 0.5 for the European Open record to break it by 7 kilos. No, and it is just too much. And will he not regret just going 260.5 with his opener, because that would have made him the European record holder? But maybe it doesn't matter, because if Paul Rumbleville from France makes this attempt of 268 kilos, he will be the record holder. If not, he will be out of the medals. That's how close this competition is. He lifts for gold and European record. If he misses the lift, he doesn't even get a squat medal.
Yes!
This will push Erickson down into fourth,
Mouvement sur ta sortie.
give
Placé.
Rumbleville the European Open record. He's made depth, but he can't bring it back up, and he tries to stay with it. He does a great job of staying with it, and well done to the platform crew. Well, wasn't that dramatic? We have no new European record, although the Italian lifter opened on the European record. He wins gold medal with 260, but why, oh why, oh why did he not open 260.5? And he would now be the European record holder. Matty Christensen second with a great 257.5, equaling his PB. Alexander Erickson takes two-third with a 5 kilo personal best. And so we move on to the 84s, sorry, the 83s, from the 74s to the 83s. And the first lifter is already out, and it's Pierre Renault from France. 237 kilos on the bar. And he fights that up. And we wait for the third referee to press the button. And still we wait. I'm not sure if there's a button malfunction. Well, I'll bring you up to date with that lift as soon as I can. But in the meantime, the competition moves on, and it's Kirill Valchanov from Bulgaria who is out next. And I can tell you that Renault's lift was good. It was good 2-1. One referee called it for downward movement. But this is Valchanov. 250 kilos. Lovely and deep. Well, what do I know? He got 2 red lights for that. I thought he'd release something. Let's have a look at it again. Well, we didn't see it, but referee's in a far better position than anyone else in the venue to decide. And it is a no lift for the Bulgarian. And Johannes Bouchou from France is next up, 252.5 kilos on the bar. Opening 15 kilos away from his personal best. Well, I thought that was good, but after the last one, I'm scared to say. Well, it's only 2-1. It's a tough school here this afternoon. And Johannes Christensen from Norway is up next. We last saw him as a junior. He's opening on 255, one of 2 lifters to do so. Coticametti from Italy will follow on the same weight. And that's lovely and deep, surely, for Christensen. And yes, 3 white lights. And Emilio Coticametti from Italy is next out, and he will take the same weight, 255 kilos. Just to let you know, the European Open in the 83s, European Open record is 295.5. The world record is 25 kilos more than that. So this is Coticametti. Lovely and deep. Oh, was that powerful coming back up? And three white lights. Now, Jack Soderbergh from Sweden will be next. And he's taking 257.5 kilos. And here he comes to a big cheer. 257.5 kilos. Oh, that was so comfortable. And three white lights. Now, Konstantin Dunin from Russia is the last but one out, and he will be taking 260 kilos.
Уверенно после снимаем поставил. Хорошо, стал здесь, не торопись. Закрепился. Работай. Удержи. Опа. Стоим.
Oh, that's good. He had to work a little bit in the midpoint. The three white lights, and last out in the first round, and another 15 kilos on the bar from the second best. And it's now five reds aside, plus the collar, plus the bar. 275 kilos for Johannes Gamo of Great Britain. And he stalks the bar. His PB is 292.5. Oh boy, how easy was that? Three white lights, and at the end of the first round, we have only the one red light for the Bulgarian lifter. And we can see that Johannes Kengamo from Great Britain leads with 275 kilos. Dima from Russia in second place with 265. And that is from Romania, sorry, and that is from the first flight, which is what confused me because the Russian is in third place on 260. So a first flight lifter from Romania near the top of the leaderboard after one round. This is Renault, his second round, 245 on the bar, and three white lights. And next, the other French lifter, Yannis Bouchou, and he is going to 265 kilos, and it's so tight. Bouchou on 265, then we got 267, 267, 2670, 270, 272. Everyone bunched closely together, apart from Kengamo, which means anyone can come through in the third round and take a medal. That looks good. Well, it's only 2-1 again. And Johannes Christensen from Norway is out next. Also 267. Say the next three lifters all on 267. And I guess one of the things we try to judge when we watch is who handles it with the greatest ease, because that will give some idea of where they might go with the third and final attempts. Well, he nailed the depth, brought it up well, and 3 white lights for Christensen. Same weight for Jack Soderbergh of Sweden, and wait for the cheers when he walks out. PB is 270. This takes him to within 2.5 kilos of that. And so tight is the competition, this will take him from 7th to 2nd, and he has only jumped 10 kilos. And that's good as well. And 3 white lights. And once more, it's Konstantin Dunin from Russia. And he is also on 267.5.
Сейчас уже спокойно и уверенно. Стенку жестко, грудь держи. Я устал здесь, хорошо. Ждешь команду. Держим. Сильнее. Работай.
And he battles that up. And he gets 3 white lights. Now, Kirill Valchinov from Bulgaria, the only red light from the first round. And he has jumped 20 kilos. He said, you know what, that was easy. I'm just going to go a little bit deeper. I want a medal. And the squat is my best chance of a medal. So let's go for it. And this will put him from dead last into 2nd place. Oh, he's battling it all the way up. I think that's really good. But I thought the last one was good as well. And that one is good. It is 3 white lights. What a brave lift to miss your opening squat, to increase it by 20 kilos and come back and get it only just. But is he spent? Has he got anything else? Will he need anything else? This is Kotti Kometi, 272.5 kilos. This to go into silver medal position from 10th. He's jumped 17.5 kilos. He wants a medal as well. And he makes it. That looks good. Well, we promised you fantastic performances this afternoon, and are we getting them? That is fantastic lifting from Kotti Kometi. Now, Durham's Gamo, 290 kilos. To guarantee him, I would say, the gold medal, and to put him within 5.5 kilos of matching, 6 kilos of beating the European Open squat record in this 83 kilo class. And again, he stalks the bar, readies himself for the fight. 2 questions: can he get it? And if he can, does he get it with enough in reserve to add 10 kilos to the bar for his next attempt? Oh, he brings it up well. and he gets called on deck by both side referees. I did hesitate. I wasn't sure if it was high. What I was sure of was he didn't go as deep as he went in his first round attempt. And suddenly it is an awful lot closer. Look at the scoreboard. Gamo still leads, but the gap is now only 2.5 kilos between him and Koti Kometi. Another 2.5 kilos down to Valchanov. Another 2.5 kilos down to Dunen and Soderbergh and Christensen. It is so close. Who's going to be too conservative? Who's going to be too bold? I have no idea yet where these squat medals are going to end up. And doesn't that make for such fabulous, compelling sport? This is Renault, 252.5. And he battles it up. And no, that would have been a 10 kilo personal best if he'd got it. So close. Nearly got it through the sticking point. Now, Jack Soderbergh, 272.5 for the next three lifters. Let's call them one at a time. This will put Soderbergh from 5th to 2nd place. With, as I invariably say, lifters to follow. But sometimes the one in the hand is worth more than the two in the book. This is to move into silver medal position. And he is fighting and he brings it up. And he gives a roar of celebration, and it's 3 white lights for Soderbergh. Now this is Konstantin Dunin for Russia. The same weight is going to be on the bar. He is lighter than Soderbergh, so this would put him into silver medal position and push the Swede down into 3rd. Everyone just about at their limit. Oh, what a battle! And just, I think if he could have gone another inch or two, he could have finished it. But that is a no lift. Now, next we have Johannes Bouchot from France, also 272.5. He too is lighter than Soderbergh, and this will put him into silver medal position. He took a 10 kilo jump from 1st to 2nd. He's taking another 10 kilo jump from 2nd to 3rd. And this to move him from 7th to 2nd place. He brings it back up. He smiles. And he gets 2 white lights. And he is in silver medal position. Soderbergh is pushed down to bronze. And now Johannes Christensen, Norway. And I thought he was really, really convincing with his 2nd round attempt. And he's gone up another 7.5 kilos. And this will put him into 2nd position. But there are 2 to follow on 280. Oh, that's a great lift from Christensen. Wait for the referees. It's 3 white lights. He is in silver medal position, but he is still not guaranteed a medal. What a squat competition we have today. Emilio Cotti Cometi, 280 kilos. He's been here before. PB is 282 and a half. This to go from 5th to 1st place. Oh, I think that's good. And it is. It's 3 white lights. And Cotti Cometti moves into the lead. Balchanov is next. 280 kilos for him as well. He is lighter than Cotti Cometti. If he can make this, he would go into the lead. Remember, he missed this opener at 250. He put another 20 kilos on the bar. He got it. And this to move into the lead and to guarantee silver. Got to make depth, and then he will grind it all the way back up. Made depth, I think, and he's grinding, but no, just too much. He seemed to me to be really close to his limit on 270. And there is one lift to go. And it's Durance Ken Gamo from Great Britain. He took a 15 kilo lead after the first round. He must have thought he was home and dry, but he finds himself coming out for his third squat, only in second place. His 290 was turned down on depth 2-1. He must go a fraction deeper. And if he can go a fraction deeper and bring it back up, he will be the gold medalist. If not, it will be Cotti Cometti. And he brings it back up and he smiles. What do the referees say this time? They say, good lift! 2-1. What a squat competition we have just seen. Wasn't that absolutely fantastic? Right down to the very last lift. And just to summarize, Durance Ken Gamo, Great Britain, gold medal with 290. With a fantastic run through the ranks, Emilio Cotti Cometti from Italy takes silver with 280. And also a fabulous lift by Johannes Christensen from Norway. He takes the bronze on 275. Soderbergh and Bushu only 2.5 kilos further back on 272.5. Valchanov on 270. Dunin on 267.5. Dima from the first one on 265. It was so close. I hope you really enjoyed that. We will take a short break as the clock ticks down to 9 minutes. Please join us then for the bench press. and welcome back to Bastaras in Sweden for the second Friday of the 2021 European Classic Powerlifting Championships. We are in the middle of a fantastic afternoon session here. We have the A groups from the 74 and the 83 kilo classes. The squat, if you were with us, I'm sure most of you were, the squat was absolutely fantastic. We're about to start the bench press. Just a reminder that the winner of the squat was Pastelli from Italy. He opened on 260 when that was the European record. He could have opened 260.5 and been the European record holder now, but he didn't, and he missed subsequent attempts. Matty Christensen took second. Pedersen took third. Rumbleville from France had an attempt at the European Open record again, which he didn't get, and as a result, it left him out of the medals. And we are ready to go. 74 kilo bench press. Fastelli, the gold medalist in squat, is the first out, and he's taking 135 kilos. And that's good. For reference, the European Open record is 210.5. The Masters 1 record is 170.5. With the world numbers a little bit higher than that. Now, this is Alexander Espin from Great Britain, also opening with 135 kilos. 5 kilos below his personal best. He had to work a bit, so that should be good. And 3 white lights. Now, Anatoly Goryachuk, 140 kilos on the bar. He was originally down to open, actually, no, he was always down to open a 140. It's Renvolve that changed his opener. Masters 1 lifter, 140 kilos on the bar. Had to work, but it looked good. And as we said, the overhead shot gives you a better impression of how hard the lifter has to work. It sometimes looks easy looking on from behind, but when you see the facial expressions and the effort and the arms, it sometimes paints an altogether different picture. Now, Paul Renvolve from France, so close to getting the European squat record, but it was not to be. And of course, missed out on the squat medal altogether as a result. This is 145 kilos on the bar. I think he was originally down for 135. And that looks good. And 3 white lines. Now, Piotr Jakimiuk from Poland will be out next, and Jakimiuk will take 152.5 kilos. And greetings to all our friends in Poland who are watching coverage of these championships. We've made a lot of friends in Poland over the years when we visited there. Hope you're all enjoying this. and that it won't be too long before we can be back with you in your beautiful country. And that looks like a good opener. And yes, 3 white lights. Alexander Erickson from Sweden, 15 kilo jump now. And he is taking 167.5 kilos. Best is 180. We will need to be very close to that today. Matty Christensen, of course, has always been a fantastic bench presser. But this is 167.5 for Erickson. Oh, that's a great opener for Erickson. 3 white lights. And next we have Joshua Wright of Germany. And he's opening on 170 kilos. And he's opening on a PB. As you can see, his PB as we have it is 167.5. Now, has he improved since the last competition? Or is opening on a PB going to be a huge gamble? We will soon find out. He's improved. That was so easy. 3 white lights and a lot more in the tank. And finally, in the first round, Matty Christensen from Denmark. As you can see, his PB is 196, the Danish record. And he is opening 11 kilos below that. Oh, that looks like a great lift. And you got a blue. Now the blue would be downward movement or not locking out. No, didn't see that. I mean, there was a very slight rebound as he put it up to the top very fast, but the arms didn't unlock. But anyway, it is a good lift. And at the end of the first round, Christensen leads 185. De Buck from Belgium from the first group is in second place on 172.5. Wright is in third and Erickson is in fourth. And this is Fastelli. He's only gone up 2.5 kilos from his 135 opener. And that's good. 3 white lights. And Alexander Espin of Great Britain has done exactly the same thing. Opened at 125. Another 2.5 kilos on the bar. working it. No. Well. He failed 2.5 kilos above his opener. Risky opener, but he got away with it. But will he be able to do that next time? No. His feet started moving. He lost all his tension. He had nothing to push against. Perhaps he can come back next time. No, this is Goriachuk. Opened in 140. Successful with that. Now taking 145 kilos.
Паузу грудью.
Oh, he's working it. Should be good. And no, he gets yellows from all three referees. Watching the buck came up. Yeah, there's the daylight. And that was a no lift for Goriachuk. Now, Paul Renvolve, good with 145, coming out to take 150, to take him within 5 kilos of his personal best. And that looks good. 5 laps. And Rumbleville has just been. The next up will be Yakinik. Daughter Yakinik. 157.5 kilos. And then the bar goes up a serious amount for the final 3 lifts. And no, that is a no lift, and it looked just too heavy. But it was only a 5 kilo jump, and the butt came up. Even if he'd locked it out, I imagine he would have got yellows. Now the bar goes up to 175 kilos for the next 2 lifters. First of them is Alexander Erickson, 7.5 kilo increase, 175 to within 5 kilos of his personal best. And it's an absolute battle all the way, but he gets it. 3 white lights. And where does he go next? His focus will be on the podium, and I suspect where he goes next might be 177.5 to just try and harvest an extra 2.5 kilos. And this is Joshua Wright of Germany with the same weight in the bar, 175 kilos. But whereas Erickson's PB is 180, Wright's was 167.5 coming in. It is now 170. And he seems to be on an upward trajectory. Erickson has indeed gone 177.5 next time. This is right. And that is good. 3 white lights. 1 more lift in the second round, and it's Matty Christensen from Denmark. It's 190.
Following Christensen Denmark. Espin victory the third.
And I would imagine, I'm just looking at the score, yeah, both Wright and Erickson have gone 177.5 third attempt. So Christensen is already the gold medalist on bench press. And he hasn't even taken a second round attempt yet. Here he goes with 190. And he gets it. And three white lights. And we are into the third round. And Alexander Espin from Great Britain is first up. Just a quick summary. Christensen leads with 190. Wright and Erickson both in 175. Wright by 250 grams is the lighter of the two lifters. The Buck from the first flight is in fourth place, and that's very good outcome for him because it doesn't look like anyone else is going to come past him. So this is Alexander Espin. He missed this last time, but his feet slipped. He really needs to lock the feet in, get the legs and the butt really tight, maintain that tightness, and drive. No, he has to be satisfied with 135 kilos. And next we go to 140 for Dennis Pasteli. This will equal his PB. And just a reminder that at the end of this third round, we go straight onto the 83 kilo bench press without any break. This back-to-back format is giving us a quite fabulous afternoon session here, where every lift counts either towards the particular lift or towards the total.
Punta bene scarica dietro, calmo con le gambe. Aspetta e comanda. Sì? Vai che va.
No. And he has to settle for 137.5. And Anatoly Goryachok from Russia is up next. He missed 145 last time. He got 3 yellows, if you remember, having locked it out. So can he do anything different this time?
Прими хорошо. И команду жди. Рудье.
And it's good, but did the buttocks come up again? Yes, they did. As we'll see from the replay. Yeah, there we go. And of course, with the referee at the center sitting slightly to the side because of cameras, he can see that more than used to be the case. Now, Paul Renvolve from France, 155 kilos on the bar. He's been good with 145 and 150. This will equal his personal best. That went down, I think. And that is a no lift for Rumbleville. And next up we have Yakimyuk. Missed 157.5 last time, taking the same weight again. Now, can he do anything different? only 5 kilos more than his opener, but it seemed to be more like 25. No, he just gets it so far and cannot get it any further. And that is a no lift for the pole. 3 more lifts. And the next 2 lifts will determine silver and bronze. Alexander Erickson is first up with 177.5, then Joshua Wright with the same weight. Remember, the German is slightly lighter than the Swede. Erickson is in third place. He must make this lift to have a chance of silver. The 2.5 kilos will also be really important when it comes to total. Can he do it one more time? Thriving, and he's thriving, but no, he had reached his limit at 175, and I think he kind of knew that, but he gave it a go. And now Joshua Wright, Germany, he is guaranteed the silver medal in bench press. But can he put the extra 2.5 kilos on his total? Takes a very close grip, a very triceps dominant position, but it seems to work for him. Gives him a much longer range of motion, of course. But different grips work for different people for different reasons. And this is for 177.5 and another personal best on the bench. Oh yes, that is a great lift from Wright. 3 white lights, and he raises his fist in triumph as he walks off the platform. And now Matty Christensen, the gold medalist in bench press, he must have felt really close to his limit as well. In fairness, he did look it, because he too has only gone up 2.5 kilos. And how dare I say only, when the weight in the bar is now 192.5 kilos. Oh, what a great bench press from Christensen. No, he gets blues from 2 of the referees. He thought he got it until he heard the announcement. Let's watch it again. Again, it's just settling at the top after he locks out, and it seems the referees have taken a disliking to that. Quickly, Christensen, gold medalist, 190. Wright, silver with 177.5. Bronze, Erickson, 175. A very honourable mention to Elias de Buck from Belgium, taking 4th place from the first group. And we move straight into the 83s. And Emilio Cotticometti from Italy is already on the bench. 150 kilos on the bar. And that is a very easy opening attempt. Now he did this in squat. He took something easy and then a big jump. Does he plan the same again? Because certainly that suggests there's a lot more there. Now Kirill Balchanov from Bulgaria is next, also with 150 kilos. looks like a great lift. For the Bulgarian. 3 white lights. The bar goes up to 152.5 kilos for Pierre Renault.
Following Renault Boss.
PP, as you can see, 155, opening just 2.5 kilos below that. That looks good. And white light. Now, Johannes Gamo from Great Britain is next. The gold medalist in the squat. After a fantastic battle, with Wright to the wire. His PB is 165. Looks relaxed as he walks about the stage. Oh, what a good opener. 3 white lines. And next up we have Johannes Christensen from France. 165 kilos.
Following Fleming. Christensen.
Go out a little at the count of 3.
That looks good. And yes, 3 white lights. Now, Johannes Christensen. We had a Christensen in the 74s with a CH from Denmark. Now we have a Christensen with a K from Norway. And this is Johannes Christensen. 167.5 kilos on the bar, 10 below his personal best. And that's a good opener as well. No, he got yellows from all 3 referees. Let's look back, see if the butt came off the bench. Well, it wasn't that. But he got it from all 3. Possibly it was going ahead of a command. Can't think of much else. The feet were fine, the butt was fine. Now, this is Dumin from Russia. Konstantin Dumin. And he's opening 180 kilos. That's good. And 3 white lights. Finally, Jack Soderbergh from Sweden will open in 182.5 kilos. 5 kilos below his personal best. Wow, that looks like a great bench press and 3 white lights. And at the end of the round, we only have the one red light, and that's Christensen from Norway. And in the lead, we have Soderbergh, as you just saw.
Pasteli Clubbing.
Halford from the first group is in second place on bodyweight,
Renault.
and Dunin from Russia, bronze medal with 180, with Montano also from the earlier group on 172.5. And we move into the second round, and it's Kirill Balchinov from Bulgaria, second attempt, 157.5. Oh, and he had to give everything to that. And three white lines.
For Pierre Renaud.
Now Pierre Renault. And he is taking 160 kilos, bypassing his personal best. He opened 2.5 kilos short of it, and now he is going 5 kilos the other side of it for his second attempt.
Allez, bon placement. Cinq. Presse. Allez, tout de suite, allez, 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 on monte,
Oh, what a battle, what a battle. But no, the 7.5 kilos made all the difference. Perhaps it should have been 5. And it's a no lift for Renault.
Francis Perez Powerlifting
And
Clubbing.
Emilio Toticometti is next. He
Christensen.
opened on 150. I thought perhaps he might take a big jump. He's taken a reasonable jump of 10 kilos, but his opener was so smooth and easy. This shouldn't really be too much of a problem.
Forte, forte sotto. Sotto bene duro. Si ascolta i comandi, solido. Fermo lì. Duro. Fermo.
And that is good. It slowed him down a bit, the extra 10 kilos, but no, he got 3 yellows as well. Let's see if the butt came up, or was it something else? But yeah, you know, I'm not sure if the butt actually came up there. There was daylight, but it was like the gap between the butt and the top of the thigh. But anyway, it is 3 yellows, and it is a no lift for Coti Cometti, and he will have to come back and take it again. Christensen also got 3 yellows in the first round, and I'm kind of guessing it was for commands because his butt didn't come up, his feet didn't move, his head didn't move, and that should be good this time. Yes, 3 white lines. Everyone is in the competition.
Gamo ready. Rumbleville Clubbing. Joe.
Now, Durance Kangama, 167.5 kilos in the bar. He opened at 160, PB 165. He too going the other side of his personal best with his second round attempt. And when it comes to the battle for the podium, every kilo counts. And he has just added 7.5 kilos. And it would not surprise me if he tries to add another 5 rather than 2.5 in the third round. But time will tell for that. And next up is Bouchou. He's going from 165 to 170. As you can see, his PB is 175. He puts in his mouth guard, which will please dentists watching worldwide. Especially Joanna Barnes. Greetings if you're watching back in Yorkshire, Joanna. think that's good. And 3 white lights for Bushu. Now Constantine Dunin, 185 kilos on the bar for the Russian, and this to move him from third place to first.
Принять хорошо. Оп! Ага. Оп. Теперь ждем команду. Судью.
Oh, that looks strong. Should be good. 3 white lights, and he moves into the lead with 1 lifter to go in the second round, and it's Jack Soderbergh of Sweden. This to retake the lead in bench press. And this would give Soderbergh 460 at subtotal and put him 2.5 kilos ahead of Gamo, with 1 lift each remaining. And that looks good. Swedish cheers, and 3 white lights. And there is 1 round of bench press remaining. And at the end of the second round, you can see Soderbergh leading 187.5, Dunin second place 185, Halfors from the first group still hanging on to bronze 182.5, and looking at the total, the nominations for the third round, I think Halfors has indeed got a medal from the first group, so well done to him if that is in fact the case. And I can confirm, yes, it is. Nobody else is over 180. This is the third round. This is Renault, and that is a good battle, and we apologize for slightly talking over his attempt, but it's 3 white lights and a new personal best. He missed it last time, and he just brought everything to the table and to the bench, in fact, and that was good, and he was delighted. Now Balchanov, 160 kilos on the bar for the Bulgarian. And no, it's not going today. And that is a no lift for Balchanov. And next up we have Emilio Coticametti. Well, he thought he got the 160, but he got reds, and he's going again, but he's up the weight by 2.5 kilos. Now, if he gets this, he jumps 12.5 kilos, but if he does not get it, he can only take his opener of 150 forward. Risk and reward, perfectly illustrated. And well, it's a good lift, but we wait for the referees, and this time they like it, and it's 3 white lights. Now, Jurans Kangamu, 170 kilos on the bar. He's not risking anything more than the minimum increase. He's going to be contending for the title when it comes down to the last deadlift. and every 2.5 kilos he can take on the bench reduces the weight that may have to be on the bar when he comes out for his third round deadlift. So this for 170 to put another 2.5 kilos on his subtotal. And yes, that's a good lift from Gamo. And he spreads his arms into delight. Now Johannes Bouchou, 172.5. Four lifts to go in this quite enthralling bench press session. Then we go to a 10-minute break. Then we come back and we do it all again in deadlift. And the excitement will just mount and mount. And that looks good. You get one yellow from the center referee, but 2 white lights is good enough. Not quite sure what the yellow was for. Maybe a heel was off the ground. It's difficult to see from this side. No, this is Christensen. He's taking 175. And this will put him from 9th to 4th in the bench press. But more importantly, give him an extra 7.5 kilos to his subtotal. And I think it's good. And those could be a very important 7.5 kilos when it comes down to it. And there are 2 more lifts. Konstantin Dunin from Russia will be next on 187.5 kilos. Let's go in. Oh, that's good. Wait for the referees. But yes, that is 3 white lights, and the Russian goes into the lead in bench press. Now, can Jack Soderbergh from Sweden make 190 to wrest the gold medal out of the Russians' hands? Final bench press of the session. This for bench press gold. Country line in silver medal position on body weight. 2.5 kilos more for the gold medal. Oh wow. What a fantastic lift by Soderbergh, and I think it's fair to say if he had needed more, he could have done more. But a fantastic bench press session. And just to summarize before we go to a break, and it will be a very short break again, the gold medal in bench press goes to Soderbergh with 190, the silver medal to Konstantin Dunin from Russia with 187.5, and a brilliant bronze to Timo Halfors from Finland with 182.5 from the B group this morning. Christensen is 4th on 175. Montano from the B group is 5th. Bouchou from this afternoon is 6th. And then we have Gamo and more on 170, not so far away. We will go to a short break. The clock is ticking down. It is just over 9 minutes before we start again. Join us and we will bring you every single deadlift right up to the final one that will decide where the title goes. And for those of you who have been with us throughout the afternoon, welcome back to the deadlifts. For anyone who is only just joining us for the first time because of work commitments, perhaps, you've missed fantastic squat and bench press battles, and we are now down to the deadlifts. It's the 74s and the 83s A groups back to back. It's the second of three sessions today. We come back at 18:30 local time, do it all again in the women's 69 kilo class. But as the clock ticks down, you see the face of Matty Christensen from Denmark, the gold medalist in the bench press. And how often do we see the last out in bench be the first out in deadlift? The things that give you the advantage in one tend to hurt you in the other. And that is 3 white lights for Christensen. And the deadlift session is underway with a good lift. Now, Jakimiuk from Poland has got 257.5 kilos on the bar. Imagine that, 74 kilo class, 257.5 on the bar, and you are out second. Such is the quality of this 74 kilos A group. A reminder, if you haven't been with us, the B group lifted in the morning. Their lifts count towards the calculations. And that's a good lifter for the pole. And indeed, in the bench press, we saw the bronze medal go to Halfors from Finland, who was in the B group this morning. He opened with 182.5, and only two from the A group could go past that, and he took a bronze medal. Now, Pasteli from Italy, 272.5 kilos on the bar. And like I always do, I'm just going to go lift by lift the first round and not talk about positions, and we'll get a better idea of where we are when the first round is over. That looks good for Fastelli. We also form an opinion, almost subconsciously sometimes, not only of what the lifter has done, but what we think they might have left, because that's what the coaches of the other lifters will all be doing. They will all be having someone watching the lifter that is close to their lifter, trying to work out how much they have in reserve. And this is Joshua Wright from Germany, 277.5 kilos on the bar. And that looks good. And 3 white lines. Next up, Alexander Erickson. Erickson genuinely has no weak lifts. That's one of the things that makes him so good. He's one of the last out in squat. He's one of the last out in bench press. He's one of the last out in deadlift. And he was a great junior, and he's turned into a great open class lifter too. His PB is 302.5. This is 280. Great opener. 3 white lines.
Yesterday on the bar, Mr. Alexander
Same weight on the bar for Alexander Espin from Great Britain.
Pavel Clemens Espin.
And his PB is 304 kilos. He is the British record holder in deadlift in the 74 kilo class. And he's been out relatively early in the squat and the bench press, but he is not out early in the deadlift. And let's again form a judgment of how much might be in reserve. And I think the answer is quite a bit. That was a fantastic opener for Espin.
Anatoly
And now Goryachok from Russia. And he's opening 282.5. Masters 1. The world and European Masters 1 record is 307.5. It's a little bit beyond his personal best. This puts him in the lead in the deadlift, obviously, with one lifter to follow. And that looks good as well. And he taps the bar and thanks before he leaves the stage. And the bar goes up to 290 for Paul Renvolve from France. Last out. He had an attempt at the European Open squat record, but just missed it. Oh, that's easy as well. And there is a long, long way to go in this deadlift competition before any medals are decided. But let's have a look at the end of the first round and let's look at the totals. Erickson has 705 kilos. Well, we'll look at the deadlift first of all. Rumbleville leads with 290. Goryachuk 282.5. Sanders from the first group 282.5. And Espin and Erickson, the two Alexanders, both on 280. But if we move to the totals, we see Erickson leads by 10 kilos from Joshua Wright. Renvolve is another 5 kilos further back. Peterson from the first group is on 680 and Debuck from the first group on 672.5. Fastelli and Goryachuk the next best from this group. And this is Christensen again, 222.5. And that's a good deadlift. But sadly, in spite of his great squatting and bench pressing abilities, the deadlift, relatively speaking, lets Christensen down, and he is unlikely to get onto the podium. Now, Piotr Jakimiuk from Poland is taking 270 kilos. And it really is too close to call. Erickson with the 10 kilo lead at the end of the first round. Does he try to be conservative to just protect the lead, or does he try to open the gap further? And in opening the gap further, does he risk not opening the gap at all? Such are the problems that lifters and coaches must grapple with. And I think there was a little bit of blood on the bar, and the IPF protocols on blood transference are very strict, and quite rightly too. So they've taken their time to clean the bar, and now Yakimuk can come out to attempt 270 kilos. No, not this time. Well, it was a big jump, 12.5 kilos, and just not there today. It was still below his personal best. Now, Dennis Fastelli from Italy, and if we look at the graphic on the screen, it will tell you that this will move him into second position in deadlift and fourth position overall. We'll move him to 680. Third place at the moment is 690, and the lifter in 690, Renvolve, will have two lifts remaining, whereas Pasteli after this will only have one. No. And I think Pasteli will finish just outside the medals today. He will get gold on bench, and without belabouring the point, if he'd opened half a kilo heavier, he would leave as the European Open squat record holder. Instead, he only equaled it. Now, Alexander Erickson, 290 kilos. And I think he's just put 10 kilos on his total. And then they will assess what he needs to do in the third round to protect his lead. Great lift from Ellison. 3 hard lights. And he moves to 715 and 20 kilos ahead of Wright, 25 kilos ahead of Rumbleville, who both have their second lifts to come. And talking of which, this is Wright, and he's putting 12.5 kilos on. This is 290. This would take him to 707, within 7.5 kilos of Erickson. And that looks good. And 3 white lights takes him to within 7.5 kilos of the lead. And now Alexander Espin from Great Britain. He is not going for total medals, but this will put him into the lead in deadlift with 2 lifters to follow. And he's gone up 12.5 kilos, but he's still well below his personal best, and his opener looked really fast and comfortable. And that looked just as easy. He's one of those deadlifters, you think he's halfway up, and suddenly he's finished. In the style of someone like Eric Gunham. Now this is Anatoly Goryachov from Russia, 295 kilos. He's just too far away to make the podium, I think, but this to take the lead in deadlift. is he fired up. And that's what you need to be to pull a second round deadlift at a major championship, and three white lights for Goriachik, and he takes the lead with one lifter remaining in the second round. We're talking deadlift, of course, when we talk about the lead. And this is Paul Renvolve from France, 305 kilos on the bar, 3 kilos below his personal best. This will put him into the lead in deadlift. It will put his total to 705, 10 kilos behind Erickson, 2.5 kilos behind Wright, and he is heavier than Wright, so in effect 5 kilos behind Wright. And that looks good. If he'd made that 268 European record attempt, it would all be so different right now. But he didn't, and we are where we are. And there is one round of deadlifts to go. And if we look at the totals, we can see Erickson on 715, Wright 7.5 kilos behind, Rumbleville 2.5 kilos further behind. Pedersen from the first group is on 680, doing fantastically well. Then Goriachik, Debuk, and Fastelli. And the next lifter out is Matty Christensen. And he will take 227.5 kilos. And he will move from 8th to 6th in doing so. No, not moving. And I think he's taking calluses off his hands for the second round attempt. Now Yakimiuk from Poland missed 270 last time, and this will be his third and final attempt. A reminder that at the end of this round, exciting though it may be, we can't sit back and discuss it. We will move straight on. 83 kilos. And the technical controller steps out of the way as the bar is loaded. Now he didn't get close to this last time. Can he summon one last effort that will make a difference? Oh, he's trying. No, no, no. Not today. And next we have Pasteli from Italy. And he's going to take 282.5 again. He missed it last time. He's in 7th place in total, and they're so closely bunched that this jump of 10 kilos, if successful, will move him up 3 places from 7th overall to 4th overall. What a close and compelling competition we have had today. Last lift of the championship. And no, it has just proved too much. And then there were 5. Joshua Wright, Germany, the closest to the leader after 2 rounds. This would put him to 715 kilos and ahead of Erickson on body weight.
Started 1 minute. Right. Erickson, next to you.
You can see how close it is.
Last segment. It's going to be really beautiful.
To take the lead, but Erickson has still to go in the third round. So has Renvolve. This for now to take the lead in the race to be European champion 74 kilo class. Oh, no, I don't know. I don't know. He gets it 2-1. I wasn't sure if it had come down or not. Watch it again.
On the bar.
Oh, it's a fantastic battle. I'm just there. But I'm not sure if the bar came down. And now Alexander Erickson has 300 kilos on the bar. 2.5 kilos
Started 1 minute.
below his personal best. If he gets this, well, I've lost my screen. Certainly he gets this to go back in the lead. He goes to 75. And he will be 10 kilos ahead of Wright. And he will force Rumbleville to go even heavier if he wants to catch him. This, you have one hand in the European title. Alexander Erickson. And yes, he locks it out. He jumps for joy. That's what you call a celebration, an outpouring of emotion. And Erickson takes a big lead. And can anyone come close to him? Goriachuk is next. And he is taking 302.5 kilos. This will put him to 4th place overall, but more importantly, put him into silver medal position
Espin,
in deadlift.
next.
Rumbleville is already ahead of him. Espin is behind him, will be behind him if he makes this lift. But Espin has another lift to come. Oh, what a fantastic lift from the 42-year-old Russian. 3 white lights, and what a performance he has put in today. Now we have an attempt change. And Alexander Espin has dropped to 305 kilos because this would put him from 5th place to 1st with only one lifter to come. And that lifter, in chasing the title, may give away the deadlift gold. So this is Espin. For a possible gold medal in deadlift. He will move into gold medal position with one lifter to go. It is 1 kilo more than he has ever lifted before. He's in 5th place. It's for a definite medal. It will either be gold or silver. But if he doesn't make this lift, there will be no medal. Such are the margins in top level sport. Go. It's moving, and it is just too much. And it was a great attempt, and he finishes in 5th place in the deadlift and down the field. Well, Rumbleville is currently sitting at 317.5. He's got the choice. Does he shoot for the silver medal or does he shoot for the gold? And his decision is to shoot for the silver. And look at the intensity. Erickson is the champion. Wright sits in silver medal position. This, a big personal best, would overtake Wright, give him 717.5 kilos and a 2.5 kilo lead over the lighter man. This for silver in the European Championship. And he has locked it out. And it's a good lift, 2-1. What a finish. And he takes the silver medal, pushes Wright down to third. And I can tell you that on home soil, the champion in the 74 kilo class is Alexander Erickson. Just to summarize the deadlift first, Renvolve, the gold, 317.5. Goriachuk, the silver, with a fantastic 302.5. Erickson, the bronze, but he couldn't care less about that because he, Alexander Erickson, lifting on home soil in Sweden, is the European champion with 725 kilos. Paul Rembourville from France takes silver with that fantastic last lift, and Joshua Wright from Germany in third place, 2.5 kilos behind on 715 kilos. And we're already into the 83s. This is Valchanov from Bulgaria, 270. And that's good. Talk about continuous, non-stop action. I would love just to talk about the enormity of Alexander Erickson winning the European Open title on home soil. But we can't. We go on, and here is another Swede looking to emulate Erickson, Jack Soderbergh. He's attempting 275 kilos. We are in the first round of the 83 kilo A-flight deadlifts. And that's an easy lift for Soderbergh. And next we'll have Johannes Christensen from Norway, 292.5 kilos. And then every other opener will start with a 3. And we are in the 83 kilo class. And some of these lifts will match what we will see in the super heavyweights on Sunday afternoon. Such is the quality of the competition here today. And that's a great lift. 3 white lights. And the first of the 300 club, it's exactly 300 for Durance Gamo from Great Britain. And again, I'm not even going to talk about places until we get the first round out of the way. And here is Gamo, 33 years of age. He's been competing for 5 years. You can see his deadlift PB is 310. Total PB is 767. And this would put him to 760. And I forgot the 0.5 in the PB. And that looks smooth and comfortable. And he taps the bar and the plates. as he walks off.
on coming to week.
Just watch it again in replay. Lovely deadlift, strong off the floor, kept him moving all the way through. Good lockout. And there's the double tap on the bar and the plates. And this is Konstantin Dunin from Russia, also 300 kilos on the bar. And that looks good as well. 3 white lights, and the bar goes up to 305 kilos for Pierre Renaud, La France. 2 lifters from France, 1 from Italy still to go. And when they've been, we'll have a look at the totals, and it'll give you more of an idea where they stand in relation to one another. And that's a great deadlift from Renault. Now Emilio Corticometti will come out next on 310 kilos. Really fired up. Oh wow, that looked so easy. Of course, Corticometti is a huge PB. We've seen him doing big deadlifts before. His PB is 330. So there is a long way to go in this competition. Now, Johannes Bouchou from France, 317.5. His PB is 335. Another huge deadlifter. Remember, this is the 83s we're watching. And that's a great lift as well. Wow. Just came out and lifted it as he was doing if he was in a quick demonstration lift in the gym before he went on to do something else. Fantastic. And if we look at the scoreboard at the end of the first round, you'll get an idea of where we are. Well, no, we're going straight into the second round, and we've got Jack Soderbergh, 290 kilos. There's the scoreboard. No, that's for the 74s. We'll leave that for now, and we can have a look at it later. I can tell you that leading. No, I can't because my scoreboard is in the wrong place. I can tell you that Bouchou is in 762.5, and I've lost it again. Ken Gamo is on 762.5 kilos behind that. And Dunin is on 755. Corticometti 752.5. This is Soderbergh. And 3 white lights. And this is going to be fantastically close because Corticometti is 4th, but his opener was so easy. There is so much more in the tank. I'm scared to even hazard a guess at who might win this, which is how it should be in top level sport. This is Valchinov, 290, and he's the second out in the 83s. Almost unheard of. And that's a fantastic lift as well. Well, he got a red light from the center referee for it not being fully locked out. Would normally be what a red is for. No, sorry, can't explain that one. But it's a good lift. 2 white lights, and Christensen next and he's taking 307.5. And this would move him to third in total from sixth, and third in deadlift from seventh place. That's how close it is. And I think we'll get a better picture when we see Koti Kometi's next lift, because he's jumping 20. And that's a good lift from Christensen. And this is building and building and building. And once again, who's going to be too bold and who's not going to be bold enough? Or will everyone get it just right? This is Dunin 307.5. This will take him into the lead overall, but there are 5 lifters to follow, all of whom could overtake him and push him back down into 5th place. One of the closest finishes we have seen in a long, long time, with so many lifters contending for the title. And that's good for Dunin. It puts him into the lead in total, but for how long? Duran's Kengamu is next, and he's taking 317.5 kilos. And this would put him to 777.5. The lead is currently 762.5. So this for a 15 kilo lead. And you would think that would put him safe, but it won't. He has to make this lift, but then he has to watch the others come back at him. This is a must-make lift to have a chance of the European title. And it's good. 3 white lights. And now they sit and they wait and they make up plan B, plan C and plan D, not knowing which one will be needed. Now Pierre Renault, France, he's going 320, but remember, he has more to give than this, potentially. And so has Bouchot, who will come after him. Oh, this is so close. This will put him into the lead in deadlift. And he gets it. He's not in the battle for the overall title, but that is the deadlift lead. And there are 2 more lifts in this round, and they are both huge lifts, but they are neither of them likely to be maximum lifts. And what I would ask you to do is look at the lift, and assuming they get them, try and work out how much they may have left for the next round. This is Johannes Bouchot, 327.5 kilos on the bar. This will take him into the lead in deadlift. It will take him to within 5 kilos of Ken Gamo, and he is heavier than Ken Gamo. It's a good lift. 2 white lights, he got a yellow. I have no idea what that was for. So with the body weight difference, he is effectively 7.5 kilos behind Ken Gamo, with 1 lift remaining for each of them. This is Koti Kometi. This is 330 kilos. This is to move onto the podium. This is for 772.5. 5 kilos behind Ken Gamo, level with Bushu, but at a heavier body weight. Oh, wow, that is so easy. And going into the third round, we have three lifters contending for the title within 5 kilos of each other. But the leader is the lightest of the three. So, in effect, second and third are 7.5 kilos behind the leader, because if they only pull 5 kilos more than him, although they equal him, they lose on body weight. You can see Kengamu 777.5 and Bushu and Koti Kometi both on 772.5, separated only by body weight. Dunin from Russia a further 10 kilos back. And could he squeeze onto the medal table if those in second and third are too ambitious and both miss their lifts? It's not beyond the bounds of possibility. This could still go any one of three ways. What I can tell you is Kengamu will lift before Bouchot and Koti Kometi. They will know what they need to do to go past him. This is Soderbergh. Oh, it was 302.5. It would have been a huge personal best by 12.5 kilos. And I do apologize to Jack Soderbergh for talking over his lift, but there is so much to talk about at the end of the second round, and he was first out in the third round. Brave attempt. It would have been more than he'd ever lifted before. And this is Kirill Valchanov, Bulgaria, for the third and final time. He must wonder what's hit him. He's performed brilliantly, and he finds himself in eighth place with a lift that at best would move him into seventh. And it just came out of his hands. And he bows to the officials and the audience, thanks them for the support, and his day is done. Now, Konstantin Dunin, he is taking 317.5 kilos more than he has ever done before. This would move him into second place in total, ahead of Bushu and Koti Kometi. And if they both overextend themselves trying to reach Kengamu, this could yet be a lift for overall silver. So many permutations. What a fantastic powerlifting competition this is. 74s was brilliant. So is this. I'm not sure the legs were locked, but the referee saying no. No, the right knee wasn't locked out. And I hated myself for saying it. As soon as I said it, I should have waited for the referees. But no, it just didn't look locked out, did it? And three red lights, the jury can't even intervene should they have wanted to. Now, Ken Gamo, his PB is 310 kilos. Where it was coming in, it's now 317.5. This is 322.5. He is already in the lead. This will put him to 782.5 kilos. again. He's done all he can. He's got a PB. He fought and he fought, but he couldn't get it past his knees. And he is now the target for Renaud and Coty Cometi. Sorry, for Bouchot and Coty Cometi. Next, Johannes Christensen, Norway. This will move him from, it's a huge jump, but this will move him from 5th to silver medal position overall. Push the Russian down to 3rd. And Gamo is under attack from all sides. Oh, and that is just too much, but what a brave attempt from Christensen. Now, Coty Cometi has 337.5 kilos on the bar. This would give him 780 kilos. And this would put him into blue by 2.5 kilos. Remember, Bouchot is lighter than Coty Cometi. Should he get this? Well, I think he's just moved into the lead. 3 white lights, and Coty Cometi from Italy takes the lead, and there has been an attempt change. Bouchot had 338 on the bar for 783. He will drop it to 335. Has he left it at 338? Well, this would give him 783. He's going for the world record. But in going for the world record, he may give away the title. Because, as I say, this would give him 783. He's heavier. No, he's lighter than Coty Cometi. I'm not sure they're doing the right thing here. I mean, if he gets this lift, he gets everything. He gets deadlift gold, he gets a European title, he gets the world record. And can he lock it? I think he has! What do the referees say? It's 2 white lights! It's a good lift from Bouchot! And he comes from way back to take the title, push Coty Cometi down into silver, and push Gamo, the long-time leader, down into bronze. What a fabulous competition we've seen here today in the 83s. And we have one more lift, and it's Pierre Renaud, and it's 338.5. He is not in the running for the European title. That's already been decided. But this is for the world deadlift record. This means that Bouchot can celebrate having been the world record holder for maybe 90 seconds. 138.5. The final lift of a wonderful afternoon. And it's going, he's still moving. And he has locked it out, has he? Wait for the referees. It is 3 white lights. And Pierre Renaud, with the last lift of the afternoon, takes gold in deadlift for France. Bouchot takes gold in total for France. He is the European champion. Coty Cometi, we thought he had it with 780, but he has to settle for silver. And how must Ken Gamo be feeling? He was in the lead all the way through to the final deadlift. He had a great squat, he had a great bench press, and he had a great deadlift too. But the deadlifts of Coty Cometi and Bouchot were even greater. And there you see the scoreboard in front of you. Let's run the numbers past you one more time. Um, the winner with 783 was Bouchot. Coty Cometi, silver medal with 780. Kengamu, bronze medal with 777.5. Donin from Russia, just out of the medals. And I'm just remembering in all the excitement, Bouchot couldn't drop to 335 because 337.5 had already been lifted. Please forgive me that in all my excitement. And just to summarize the deadlift, because what a deadlift competition it was. Coty Cometi with 337.5 takes the bronze medal. Bouchou from France with 338 had the world record for less than 2 minutes, and he takes the silver medal. Pierre Renaud from France with 338.5 takes the world record from his countryman and takes the gold medal in deadlift as well. And we come to the end of an enthralling afternoon's lifting.
All
Fantastic
right.
performances in
Fantasy
both
all
sessions.
flavors.
Huge
Second place,
congratulations to
Erickson.
Alexander
All
Erickson and
from
Yannick Bouchou.
Mexico.
The medal ceremony will follow next,
Johannes
so
Christensen.
I will leave you by just reflecting on how good a session we get when we see two A
All
groups
flavors.
lifting back to back. It happened in Stavanger in Norway at the World Championships recently to allow Eurosport
All
to
lifters
show the sport
70
at its
kilos
very best.
and 50
Maybe
and up.
that is the way we will go more often in the future. It's not for me to say, it's just for me to surmise. There is one more session today. It's another great session. It's at 18:30 local time. It's the women's 69 kilo class. There are only
South
8
class and
lifters,
the lower
8
class
top class
are
lifters. It promises once more to be fantastic. Join us again for that. But from this wonderful afternoon, I will bid you goodbye until 18:30.
Pasteli with a 74 in squat. Bronze medal goes to Sweden and Robin Pettersson on 255 kg. Silver medal goes to Denmark and Matty Christensen, 257.5. And the gold medal is goes to Italy and Dennis Pasteli on 260. Referees, thank you. And for the men's press, bronze medal goes to Sweden, Alexander Erickson, 175. Silver medal goes to Germany, Wright, 177.5. And the gold medal in the men's press goes to Denmark, Matty Christensen, 190 kg. Thank you. In the deadlift, the bronze medal goes to Sweden, Alexander Erickson on 300 kg. Silver medal goes to Russia, Antonio Erashuk, 302.5. And the gold medal goes to France and Paul Rumbleville, 317.5. Thank you. And for the total, bronze medal goes to Germany, Wright, 750 kg. Silver medal goes to France, Paul Rumbleville, 717.5. And the European champion in the main, 74 kg silver, Alexander Erickson, Sweden, 725. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up, national anthem of Sweden. Så därför då en open 93 kg class. Squat, bronze goes to Norway, Johannes Christensen, 275. Silver medal goes to Italy, Emilio Conti, 280. And the gold medal goes to Wright, Gamo, 290.
Non me la voglio andare. Ah, è mia quella. Yes. This is a good one. Thank you. Thank you. Here's the correct one. Thank you.
Thank you. And for the bench press, bronze medal goes to Finland, Gamo, 182.5. Silver medal goes to Russia, Konstantin Duli, 887.5. Gold medal goes to Sweden, Jack Soderbergh, 193. Thank you. And the deadlift. Bronze medal goes to Italy, Emanuele Cometti, 387.5. Silver medal goes to France, Johannes Christensen, 338. That was the world record for conversions. And the gold medal to France, Pierre Renaud, 338.5.
Thank you.
Thank you. And for the total, bronze medal goes to Wright, Erickson, and Gamo, 777.5. Silver medal goes to Italy, Emilio Conti, 780. And the European champion, the men's 83 open, from France, Johannes Christensen, 783. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of France.
Fai foto.
Right. Thank you. Music finds you.